Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to discuss about construction of DC motor. DC motor construction, the different parts we are going to explain in this period. Actually, you know that there is a electrical motor. In previous class, we have to discuss DC generator. The function of the generator is to convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. So a DC motor, which is a machine which convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. So we are learned in the last classes about DC generators, working procedure, classification, construction, armature reaction, commutation, characteristics of DC generator. Same will be repeated in case of the DC motors. Now we are going to discuss about what of the DC motor, their construction. So a DC motor or AC motor that runs on alternating current, DC motor that runs on direct current. So this different we are observing that in case of the when AC motor will be run and when DC motor is run. These two differences. One when AC is run, when DC is run. Similarly, when DC generator is function, DC generator and DC motors are different. Which is convert electrical into mechanical energy, that is DC generator. Which one is convert from electrical energy into mechanical energy, that is called DC motors. So one by one I am going to discuss about the information detail. First, principle of operation of DC motor. Here you can see that there is a north pole, this is south pole, this is north pole and this one is the south pole. Fluxes are passed from this magnetic field to the poles, north pole to south pole, that is our stationary one. When we are placed this armature inside the magnetic field, so these two coil ends of this rectangular shape is connected to the brush 1, another one is connected to the brush 2. And these two brushes are having positive and negative supply, positive and negative terminals. So we are providing DC power supply to this brush. And these are commutator segments here. You are connecting commutator segment. On this, there are two brushes are placed. The brushes are having positive and negative terminal. Positive and negative terminal, we are giving the DC source. This is the armature. This is magnetic poles, north pole and south pole. When current carrying conductor is present in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. Is that which is experience a force. Then this coil is rotated and which is cut the fluxes with respect to change in the flux with respect to time. There is a EMF is induced in conductor. There is a EMF is induced in conductor. So similarly, we are going to see that construction details of the DC motors. So this is stator magnets, this potent, this one is stator magnets. This is the armature, these are armature windings, brushes. So here this one is the commutators. These are terminals, positive and negative terminals connected to the brushes. So these are having, and we are observing, and we are saying that from the diagram there are individual parts are located on the DC motor. So stator magnetic field, inside this is upper part, inside is which is rotor armature, under which is having armature windings in the slots, these are placed. There is a shaft, brushes, commutator segment. Two brushes having their terminals are positive and negative terminal. We are providing for the DC source to these terminals. So detail in view in case of the DC motors, their construction details are provided. Here you can see that this is the upper part of the DC motor, that is stator, and this is the inner part which is having number of slots. This is called armature. In the armature, these are having all the slots are placed with the conductors in the slots, and completely these are laminated. So in between the stator and rotor, very small gap you are observing. This is very small gap. Okay. So this air gap is for provide rotating of these fluxes we are observing. So here you can see this is a magnetic field pole. This is magnetic field pole. These are on the upper part of this pole is located. So these are magnetic field coils. Magnetic field coils. So this is pole head. This one is the pole head. This is pole head. In between the pole head and the armature, there is a very small air gap. These are interpoles. These are interpoles. Pasted with some screws to the stator, and these are interpole coils. What do you say? These are interpole coils. This is interpole coil. These are the interpole coil. Very small air gap. This is interpole coil. This is armature one. In between the very small air gap, that is air gap. So next, these are armature slots. Armature slots, which is having armature windings. Armature winding. So this is a shaft, and the upper part is yoke or frame. This is the base of the machine. So all these parts are on DC motor. Their individual functions we are going to discuss here. We know that already discussed all these parts in case of the DC generators, right? Upper part is yoke, which is a protected device to the inner part of the machine. So there is a magnetic poles and interpoles are placed into the stator. There is a very small gap in between these poles and armature is provided. Armature which is having number of slots. These slots are placed with the number of conductors and then laminated. Then laminated. These are completely entire construction details of the DC motors. Function of each part of a DC motor we are going to discuss one by one. What is yoke? What their function? What type of material we are used? What is pole? Type of material? Magnetic pole shoes, and armature coil, shaft, armature winding, commutator, commutator segments, brushes, everything we are going to discuss in this period. So their importance we are going to discuss in this period. So all of you carefully you can note these few points. Function of each part of DC motor. Number one is yoke. It is the outer cover of a DC motor. When observing, this is a completely outer cover. So this is the outer cover of a DC motor is called frame or yoke. It provides protection to the rotating end and other part of the machine from moisture and dust. We are keeping this machine is for industrial point of view or in domestic point of view where we are using. The outer from is most protective from the moisture and dust. Moisture and dust having very high strength. If we are not providing this one, there is a damage should be happen and the machine is not going to providing long life. For that point of view, the yoke is having high mechanical strength, which is called frame. It provides protection to the out rotating and other part of the machine from moisture and dust. Yoke is an iron body which provides the path for the flux to complete the magnetic circuit. So here yoke is the iron body and which is also providing the path for the flux to complete the magnetic circuit. To complete the magnetic circuit which is provided by the yoke. It provides the mechanical support for the poles, mechanical support from the pole. Because of if we are not providing the mechanical support to the poles, they are damaged. They are not providing the magnetic path. For that point of view, the yoke is framed out of the pole to provide the mechanical support for the frame, for the pole. This frame is will provide the mechanical support for the poles. What type of material actually we are used in case of the yoke? Because of which is having a high strength. Dust free and providing long life. Material used is in case of the DC yoke is low reluctance material such as cast iron, silicon steel, rolled steel, cast steel. This type of material we are used for a frame. Yeah, only the major part is yoke. Yoke is providing the very high strength and protecting device to the entire part of the electrical machines, which is having high mechanical strength, protected from the moisture and dust. Okay, and next we are going to discuss about pole and pole core. poles and pole core. So here you can see that this is the pole. These are located on the upper part of the pole is field winding. This is pole shoe. It is fastened with a screw to this stator. Pole and pole core. First of all, you can see that poles are electromagnet. These are the poles. These are poles. These are electromagnet. The field winding is wound over it. So there is a field winding. This is field winding. Wound it. It produces a magnetic flux when the field winding is excited. The construction of pole is done using the laminations of particular shape to reduce the power loss due to eddy current. To avoid in the power loss, the poles are laminated to reduce the power loss from the eddy current due to effect of the eddy current. So inside there is a who is placing, this is one. So just you can erase this one. You can observe that point where it is located. So this is the pole shoes. Fasten a screw to the yoke stator frame. Pole shoes is an extended part of the pole. So this is upper part is pole. Here we are placing spaces, that is a pole shoes. This is a pole shoes. Pole shoes is an extended part of a pole. Due to its typical shape, it enlarges the area of the pole so that more flux can pass through the air gap to armature. So this is pole. By the excitation, after the excitation, the magnetic field which is providing the fluxes, the flux are passed through the air gap to the armature. The very small air gap is provided in between the pole shoes and armature. Okay. Next, what type of material used for pole shoes? Low reluctance materials used. Cast steel or cast iron is used for construction of pole and pole shoes. Which materials is used on construction of pole and pole shoes? Cast iron, cast steel, or cast iron type of material we are using for the construction of the pole and pole shoes. Field winding. So here you can see that on the surface of the pole which is having the field winding, or so this is playing the important role which is wound on the pole core actually, that is called field coils. So I can discuss about some few points regarding the field winding. The coil wound on the pole core are called field coils. Field coils are connected in series to the form field winding. Current is passed through the field winding in a specific direction to magnetize the poles and pole shoes. Thus, magnetic flux is produced in the air gap between the pole shoe and the armature. So, this condition we are already observing. So there is a, you can see that this is a field winding. There is a pole shoes which is having. When these are producing the fluxes are passed from the air gap through armature. This type of field winding is also called a exciting winding. What type of material used in case of by in field winding? For copper conductor is actually for that point of view we are using copper. Due to the current flowing through the field winding, alternate north and south poles are produced. When current flowing through the field winding, which is producing alternate north pole and south pole, then before the flux passed from the north to south pole. So this is observation we have to learn. Next, armature core. There is a armature winding which is placed in between the north pole and south pole. When fluxes are passed from north to south, these are placed inside the magnetic field. So here we are going to discuss about the armature core here. Armature core is a cylindrical drum mounted on the shaft. It is provided with a large number of slots all over the periphery and this is parallel to the shaft axis. Actually, this is the armature which is having number of slots in the outer periphery. So all slots are placed with the conductor and then these are laminated. Then these are laminated. Then it is which is formed as a armature core. Armature core provides low reluctance path to the flux produced by the field winding. So when we are providing current to the field winding which is producing the flux, these fluxes are formed as north pole and south pole and passed through the air gap to the armature. Armature which is having the core with effect of producing the flux due to the field winding, they will be passed to the armature to follow the low reluctance paths. Armature core, the condition and function of armature core is provide low reluctance path to the flux produced by the field winding. Material used. What type of material used for armature core? High permeability, low reluctant cast steel or cast iron material is used. Type of material used, high permeability, low reluctance, cast steel and cast iron material is used because of the armature cores. Laminated construction of iron core is used to minimize eddy current losses. Why we are laminating the core? To reduce the eddy current losses. For reducing the eddy current losses, we are providing the laminated armature core. So these are the important function of the armature core. All of you note these points. So these are the very important point for you learning. Right? This is like a drum shaped shaft. It is located on the shaft and which is also providing large number of slots outer on the outer periphery of the armature which are having number of slots. All these slots are having placed with the conductors. Then these are completely laminated and which is providing the low reluctance path to flux produced by the field winding. So type of material is low reluctant cast steel or cast iron type of material we are using. and these part are completely laminated. Why we are laminating this one? To reduce the eddy current losses. For that point of view, the core is completely laminated. Next, here armature winding. Armature winding, on the armature, which is having the number of slots, all the slots are placed by the armature conductors. Afterward, it is completely laminated, then which is formed as a low reluctance path for the field windings, field fluxes to pass in the armature. Armature conductor is placed in the armature slot present on the periphery of the armature core. Armature conductors are interconnected to form the armature winding. When the armature winding is rotated using prime mover, it cuts the magnetic flux lines and voltage gets induced in it. Armature winding is connected to the external circuit, that is load, through the commutator and brushes. What type of material you are using for construction of the armature winding? Armature winding is supposed to carry the entire load current, and it should be made up of conductive materials such as copper. What type of material we are using? Copper material are used. Because of these are having low reluctance, and these conductors are placed in slot of the armature. After place that, it is completely laminated to form as a armature. And these windings are used, material is copper. A commutator in this case is playing major role. In case of the when we are discussing about the DC generators, the function of the commutator is convert alternating current into unidirectional current. For that point of view, you use commutator as a rectifying device in case of the DC generator. Here we are going to learn that. So this is armature, which is commutator. This is commutator. These are the segments. So here you can see that the shape of the commutator is cylindrical drum. Commutator, it is a cylindrical drum mounted on the shaft along with the armature core. It is made up of large number of wedge-shaped segments of hard-drawn copper. The segments are insulated from each other by a thin layer of mica. Armature windings are tapped at various points, and these are tapping are successfully connected to various segments of commutator. The function of commutator in case of the DC motor is here is to convert the alternating EMF generated internally into DC. To convert a DC, the function is used as a rectifying device. It helps to produce unidirectional torque, which is producing unidirectional torque. The function of commutator in case of the DC machine is to convert a alternating voltage into a unidirectional voltage. For that point of view, we are using the commutators in DC machines. So here the material used for the commutator is copper, and the insulating between the segment is mica. When we are observing that commutator segment, these are insulated with the mica. Okay, so type of material we are using for the commutator is copper. Insulating material for the segment is mica. Next major important role played one is rope brushes. Brushes are connected on the commutator. Armature one terminal is connected to the positive of plus, another one is negative of plus. In between them, these are formed as the positive and negative terminals. We are providing the source. Here the function of the brush is we are going to learn in the DC machines. Current are conducted from the armature to the external load by the carbon brushes, which are held against the surface of the commutator by strip rings. Function of brushes is to collect the current from the commutator. What is the function of the commutator? To convert alternating voltage into a unidirectional one. So the function of the brushes to collect the current from the commutator, this converted current from the commutator, and apply it to the external load in a generator and vice versa in a motor. As well as in a motor, so type of materials we are using is already we know that in case of the DC generator, that is carbon. Same materials we are using in case of the DC motors. So material used is brushes are made up of carbon and they are rectangular in shape, like this is one. So you know that this is commutator, upper part of this is commutator. On the spot these are brushes is located. One brush is which is having positive terminal, the other one is negative terminal. Okay. DC motor, how to produce the back EMF, EM, in case of the DC motor. So north and south poles which is having the magnetic field, there is armature which is placed in between the armature field. Pen which is rotate, cut the fluxes, and rate of change of fluxes with respect to the rate in the rate of change of time, there is a EMF induced in the conductor. This conductor is EB. So here I can define the back induced EMF. When the armature winding of a DC motor is start rotating, in the magnetic flux produced by the field winding, it cuts the line of magnetic flux and induces the EMF in the armature winding according to Lenz law. This induced EMF acts in the opposite direction to the armature supply voltage, and this EMF is called back EMF. What is that? When we are observing the armature conductor are placed in a magnetic field, when which is rotate, there is a EMF induced in the armature conductor. This induced EMF, which is act in the opposite direction to the armature supply voltage, then which is called back EMF. You know that EB is equal to pi Zn by 16 to P by A. That is the equation. Already we know that. So what is EMF? EB back EMF. This is EB is back EMF. Here shown. EB is back EMF. Pi is flux per pole. Z is number of conductors. P is the number of poles. A is area of cross section of the conductor. No, EB is back EMF. So these parameters are having in DC motors. So what their function, what they are working, what is EMF already we are discussing. Learn that one. Next slide I am going to discuss about back EMF, the equations. Voltage and power equation of DC motor. When we are considering in case of the, here you can see this. So this is DC motor. Brushes. These are the brushes located on the armature. There is a sub a centrifugal winding we can take here. Supply to the load when we are applying load. So yeah, this is a load current which is passed through the armature winding IA and centrifugal winding ISS. So this is the direction for the DC motor when we are considering the. So here the generated EMF in the armature is EB. That is EB, generated EMF in the armature EB. And the terminal voltage is V, which is supplied EB, and there is a small voltage drop in the armature IARA. So therefore the equation for DC motor is EB V is equal to, this is terminal voltage, EB is equal to EB plus IARA. In case of the DC generator is V is equal to EB minus IARA. If we multiply the above equation by in armature current IA, so we will get some different change in the equation. So that change in the equation, you can see that. So this centrifugal, otherwise you will take series field. When we are considering DC motor, this is your equation. Right. Multiply with respect to the armature current, you will get VIA is equal EBIA plus IA into IA square RA. So here you can see that what is VIA, what is EBIA, what is IA square RA. Here terminal voltage is V. When multiplied the armature current with respect to the voltage V, VIA electrical power supplied to the motor. EBIA electrical equivalent of the mechanical force produced. Mechanical power produced by the motor. IA square area power loss taking place in armature winding. This is armature copper loss or power loss. So therefore the equation is EBIA. This is here you can see that equation. EBIA is equal to VIA minus IA square RA. VIA input power, IA square RA power loss or armature copper loss. EBIA, this is the EBIA, gross mechanical power produced by the motor, PM, you can say. PM is equal to input power minus power loss. We will get this equation from the DC motor, right? Now, we will get the torque equation in case of the DC motor. We know that mechanical power PM, mechanical power required to rotate the shaft on mechanical side is TW. When once you are considering to the mechanical side, where is the power is output? TW in case of the DC motors. T is torque in newtons per meter. Omega is angular velocity in radian per second. Therefore, gross mechanical power produced by the motor on electric side is EBIA. So EB back EMF in volts, IA armature current in ampere. Therefore, the equation is 1 and 2. Will get the equation EBIA is equal to T omega. EBIA is equal to T omega. Then you will get torque equation. EBIA is equal to T omega. What is omega? 2 pi f. So now omega is equal to, you know that 2 pi n by 60 speed in revolution per second, revolution per meters. So here EB is equal to pi Zn by 60 into P by A. That is, you know that the equation, already we know that the equation EB is equal to pi Zn by 60 pi Zn by 60 into P by A equivalent to T into 2 pi n by 60. 6 cancel. You will get the equation torque T is equal to P pi ZIA divided by 2 pi IA. Separate the parameters. Now you can write the equation 0.159 P pi ZIA divided by A, or 0.159 P Z by A into pi IA. This is the equation for torque. This is the equation for torque. So here you can see that P comma P is the number of poles, Z is the number of conductors, A is the number of armature paths are constants. Hence we can say when these are we are assumed is the constant, torque is directly proportional to pi IA. Torque is directly proportional to pi IA. Thus torque is produced by the DC motor is proportional to the main field flux and armature current IA. What is that? Torque is directly proportional to the main field flux and armature current IA. So this is the torque equation when machine is rotated. Right, once again I can remember all this what we are to discuss in the class. Construction DC motor which is convert electrical energy to mechanical energy. This is the principle of DC motor. Before going to detailed information of working principle or everything, we know that what is DC generator, what are the construction detail which is having, what we are observing in case of the DC generator. Similar construction will be happening in case of the DC motor, but the only principle is different. So in case of the DC motor construction, same material having generator, these are repeated in case of the DC motor. Yoke which is having pole is placed to the yoke, and there is a pole shoes pasted with a screw through the poles to the yoke. They are framed. Type of material cast iron which is used. There is a small air gap which is having in between the armature and pole shoes. And next one is armature. Armature which is an armature winding. Commutator segment, brushes, shaft. So these are the entire detail of the construction of DC motors. We have to learn what is the importance of their individual part. What is yoke? What is field winding? What is pole shoes? what is pole, what is pole core, what is armature core, what is armature winding, what is commutator, what is brush. These all things are we have to discuss. Everything we know that. For the points what I provided in the slides, all of you can note for this point. These points are very useful for you. All points are how to functioning, what type of material we are using. This is asked, this question asked in the examination point of view or competitive examination. So you know the well provided information. All of you can note it and write a small note to submit your consultation details about the constructions of DC motors. What we have to provided in case of the DC generator, the same material will be repeated in case of the DC motor. Their construction is same, but functioning is the only the different. We are observing in case of the DC motor and as well as in case of the DC generators. So all of you better way to consider and write the one small notes and note type of materials, what are the function of the individual parts and the construction of DC motors, and write a small note. So these questions they can ask in the examination. Define pole shoes, define commutator presses, define yoke, define yoke, pole shoes. Leave this type of question, short answer question they will ask in the examination. So better way to write and read more information what I provided. Similarly, you will take from the textbook, go through the textbook and collected more information. It is helpful to you. Okay. And similarly, you can follow the your curriculum textbook provided by the Falcon Reading Series. So the what are the information you have? You can practice it at your home. Okay, right. All the best. I am going to stop this period. Next time we will discuss about DC motors characteristics, everything on the next class, the classification, everything we are going to discuss in the next period. Right, now I can stop my class.